Welcome to Portobello, Panama, a sleepy little town on the north coast of Panama, about 20 miles northeast of the Caribbean side entrance to the Panama Canal. San Felipe de Portobello, as it was called when it was founded back in 1597, it wasn't always such a sleepy little community, and in fact it endured over 200 years of extreme acts of piracy for being one of the biggest discharge ports of gold and silver in the Spanish Main. Geographically speaking, the bay at Portobello was advantageous to the Spanish because they needed a place to transport all the gold from the ships coming up from South America on the Pacific side. And of course at that time the Panama Canal did not exist. So what they did is built a small railway that came to 35 miles from the Pacific side to the Caribbean side, and then used the mules to transport the gold over to Portobello. Here it would be stored in this gold reserve until such time as it could be loaded into the galleons and head for Spain. I can't tell you how amazing it is to be anchored in this bay with all these modern cruising boats, knowing that just a few hundred years ago it was full of Spanish galleons and pirate ships alike. Back in the 1600s, this entire port was open to anyone and everyone to come in and trade. This open trade eventually backfired on the town because the pirates that would attend all the trading would also be paying attention to the vulnerabilities of the town, and as such learned very well the best times and places to lay attack on the city. 1596, and our old buddy Sir Francis Drake comes in and levels the whole place before it's even finished. Well, that didn't bode well with the Spanish, so they set to work in building all new forts to protect it like a fortress. A lot of good it did them, because next comes Henry Morgan. Yes, Captain Morgan. And he steams in with 9 ships and a crew of over 400 men. He knew the city so well it literally fell in days, and he continued on for more than 2 weeks, burning and torturing everyone in his way, holding the Spanish hostage for ransom, and when they awarded it, he took to sea with all the gold and anything else of value. Just to further upset the Spanish, while he was there he released a bunch of British prisoners, which ended up resulting in him being granted knighthood by King Charles II. It took almost another century of piracy in Portobello before the Spanish figured out they just can't defend it. So instead they came up with a new strategy and built many ports all the way along the west coast. In this way the extra ports could serve as decoys and the pirates would never know which port to attack or when. Sounds like something they might have considered a couple hundred years ago to me. But, well, who am I to say? But anyway, let's go ashore and check this place out. Okay, this is good?
Yeah.
Alright, back at Casa Villa. And yeah, obviously, Francesco is not open yet. But this is his alley going out to the street. Turning into quite a jungle.
Yeah, they're growing too fast here.
And lots of ginger lily.
Yeah.
Very cool. Not too bad Francesco's not around today, but we'll see him again soon. Oh yeah, your art studio?
Yeah, it's a laboratory, artisanal laboratory. Hi Lourdes.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Qué tal?
Quisiera hacer mirar lo que haces, lo que es este
Bien.
lugar.
Mira, puedes por aquí. Esto ha salido del horno ayer.
Okay, she work in argilla. I don't know the name in English.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's an artisanal laboratory.
Oh, very cool.
It's very nice. Oh, with the octopus. Beautiful. Oh wow, I never saw the oven for cook the...
Sí.
Yeah, those make a lot of heat. Muy
Nice.
caliente.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
This is the good dancer of the last night.
Oh, you were the one dancing
Hi.
Yeah.
at the pizza party?
Yes.
Cool, cool. Good job.
Hi.
Look at.
Oh, they're working on their own stuff too. Cool.
Nice. He have all the tools, you see, for working.
And breadfruit.
Yeah, this is breadfruit.
Oh, we haven't had breadfruit in a while. They can cook them in the kiln.
Esto me está diciendo se lo utilizo para cocinar.
Eso es lo mejor que se puede comer, la fruta del
Está
pavo.
buenísimo. If somebody remember was in a pizza party night with the night in with the live music in Casavella, the friend
nice.
of Francesco,
Sì, sì,
and she have a souvenir shop. This is the house
Christo,
of Mayo.
Negro.
This is the house of Mayo.
Our friend Mayo.
Yeah. Sí, pero estamos aquí, estamos en Linden Bay ahora, haciendo algún trabajo de metal y teniendo vida así. Oh, es cerrada, This is Casa Congo. It's like a cultural house of Portobello. It's a historic house. Inside, if you see today, it's closed. But you can see something here. I think so. We come back when it's open.
Yeah, I love walking around in this back alley. It's such a beautiful area here. This is a very old section of town. It's still intact. The main road is just out there, just outside this row of houses. If we go through, can you go through here?
No, and it's the another side.
The
This
next
is
one?
the shop of Anna.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Yeah,
It's got the
cool
hammock chairs like
hammock.
ours.
It's very nice.
They're nice, yeah.
Yeah, with a nice pillow.
Well made.
I asked it the nice one.
Yeah, that's
Very
nice.
It's almost
Maybe.
our life.
Oh, she got a lot of stuff on display today.
Artisanal.
Oh, I love the seahorse.
Oh yes, horses.
Hola.
Hola.
Hammock.
Those are the hammocks?
Yeah, it's all hammocks.
Oh, woven hammock chair. Cool.
I want to see inside because I always never stop with them. Oh,
Wow, nice entrance.
nice bag.
I have a feeling we're in trouble in here. Hope we left the wallet at home.
Yes. It's $40 for the hammock chair. Nosotros lo teníamos, pero se consuma rápido. Sí, muy bueno. This is the mola. The name is the mola. If the Kunayala indigenous tradition fabric.
Lots of things.
Here the tie. I know that you don't like.
What?
See, aquí hay. This is.
Diablo.
If I don't remember bad, is that they use a lot in a carnival.
Sí, los diablos representan el mar, los españoles en el tiempo de la colonización.
Okay, the devil is a symbol of the devil is the bad, the something horrible, something.
Diablo? The devil is bad? I never heard that before.
They have a big mask in the carnival. It's like a traditional dress.
See, costume?
Darien women is indigenous women from Darien. She live in Portobello and all is make my hands. Oh, yeah. She made all of these.
Ya sabes.
Cuando volvemos pues
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ustedes, gracias.
Taller Portobello.
Yeah, nice moto. Tough bike.
Bueno. This is típica from Portobello.
Yeah, this is the music school. I was in here once before. They were teaching all the kids how to play drums, and string instruments, guitars, anything they wanted. Very cool. Looks like everything's kind of closed up today.
Yeah, there is not only one here, but I have some part here of the school.
That's another part of the school.
Somebody lives inside.
Yeah, what's back there?
I don't know if it's open or closed, but it's closed.
You can tell drums are very popular.
Oh, yeah.
Storm drains.
No, it's closed. And I think so somebody will use this part of a lot of time.
You can see, obviously, they're right on the water's edge here, and this is all the storm drainage. So when they get flooded in town, the water needs a place to escape, and that's right out through here. Because believe me, when it rains, it pours. You think you guys have already seen a couple of times, but yeah, we get a lot of rain here. Hey, man.
Estamos grabando aquí Portobello.
Hey, man.
Después estamos en Casavela, pero para tomar la moto, como en una hora. I know. Pero ahora nosotros vamos para allá.
¿Ah?
Nosotros ahora vamos
Lo que pasa
para
es que
allá.
después no voy a estar pendiente a qué hora vas a regresar. Voy a buscarla.
Okay, vale.
What's wrong?
He told them something that he want that we can see. Something that he want to show us.
No, this is an old house.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's never been refurbished. I wonder.
Oh, this is the map of Portugal.
Little park right beside. And it's obviously this house has been out of commission for a while.
This is a very old, typical house.
Wow. Yeah, very traditional style house, but very solid. And they don't build them like this anymore.
This is very old.
I'm surprised somebody doesn't put a roof back on it and start to live here again. It looks like it's still pretty solid. Look at these walls. Look how thick that is.
Yeah, before the...
These walls are a good 18 inches thick.
Yeah, for this doing a lot of time. And look inside. Look inside, right?
Closet, I guess.
Inside is no concrete, only outside. Inside is a very old coral. It's made with old coral and stone from the sea.
Just decorated the outside with mortar.
Yeah.
But it's solid, that's for sure. Lots of plants growing through. They have a nice indoor garden. Huh. And it's always fascinating to look at the old structures.
Then,
And you think that was the old stove?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, and here is a big map in the wall of the Central America and Panama.
Oh yeah, I never noticed. Forgot about that. El Caribe. Caribe.
Yeah. Guatemala, Colombia, Panama.
And there we are right there. Portobello. Cool. Every seat covered with somebody's art.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody need to take advantage of this dog for making their city, for make more happy place. You know?
Yeah, it's so cool, and it's such a small community, and tourism's not even a big part of their day, but artists are everywhere here, so there's lots of artwork and local culture. It's just a very, very cool place to walk around and meet people.
This is one of the little hotel. I have some in the area.
But you see all the walls are painted everywhere. They keep it very colorful and decorated well. It's just really nice. Even the bright colors on the gates.
Some dog crying.
Damn, somebody's not happy.
No, it's very nostalgic.
Oh,
this is the very old
the
fort.
pinnacle of all history in the whole area right there. The gold reserve. Yeah, this is the original gold reserve, and that's what all the fuss in the area was about right here. For hundreds of years, they were beating down this bay, trying to get in here to raid this house right here, because it was always full of gold and silver, always. This is where the Spanish brought it up from South America on the Pacific coast, brought it through Panama, and deposited it right here, and it would sit here and wait for all the ships to come and pick it up and take it back across to Spain and Europe. So it was a very popular building, to say the least.
Yeah, especially for the pirates.
Oh yeah, very popular with the pirates.
Yeah. You see the wood? It's beautiful. It's all
But you can see they've got it all boarded off now. I mean, I was here before and it was all open so you could still walk in, but it's been under a constant state of renovation. So they're kind of rejuvenating the building a little bit.
Yeah,
it's all its original structure, but I think they've put a new roof. I'm not sure, but now they're getting to the point where they've got so much going on inside they can't have people wandering through, so they've barricaded it all off while they finish the restoration.
I think so they start to clean the wall.
But very fascinating building. Oh, there's somebody there working. Buenas. That is an old building right there. So the gold reserve, and this is the primary fort right there. 500 years old and fought more battles than we would ever even know what to do with. But look at that amazing structure and still intact. Yeah, there's three main forts across Portobello, triangulating the entire bay. So we got one right here, one across the other side, and then the other one back across the entrance there. So no matter what angle somebody tried to hit the fort from or hit the gold reserve, there was always a contingency plan, and they would wake up and start firing back and destroy or sink the ships, hopefully, before the ships destroyed the town. 1758. Yeah, this has been falling down for a while.
Be careful here.
Of course, even just off the fort, you can see there's a myriad of shipwrecks out there, mostly sailboats that have been destroyed in storms or what have you, not even sure, but a lot of wrecks, like at least 6 of them, boom, 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 right there, just out front of the fort. So the danger of the area is by no means forgotten as yet. And these are all the original cannons, all still in place. Of course, they used to be on wooden scaffolds or something that they would be able to roll back and forth, but all of the wood is long since gone, but the cannons are all still in their original positions. Pretty amazing after so many years. It all still stands. They don't build them like this anymore, that's for sure. But yeah, just look at the thickness of these walls. That's some bricks right there. Yeah, I think it's safe to say you don't want to be on the wrong side of those cannons when they were firing. Just imagine the thunder when those things were all going off at once.
It's almost intact.
Yeah, yeah. Still for the tour, it's facing the other direction in case they got caught from behind, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of the storm drain areas here. Right down the back of the structure. This here, this was their main battery. This was a big underground storage facility for all the weaponry, all the cannonballs, fire powder, everything. I think they've sealed most of it off now, but you can still have a look, see what's there. Whoa, that's flooded. Shit. Yeah, that holds water well, that's for sure. Yeah, some of these were either prison facilities or magazines for storage, but the biggest structure is down underneath here. This is the cover here where they kept all the... And of course, yep, these guys, always just sitting there waiting for something to die to eat. The vultures. Remember Vincent Price movies? He wasn't lying. That's all they do, is they sit there and wait for something to die and then fight over it. Yeah, this whole town is like, this whole area here is just filled with vultures that still just live on the structure, and it's like they know. It's like they're always here. It's the only place you really see them too. They don't hang out too many other places except for around here. You can see the water is very murky today. It's obviously been raining a lot. Whenever it rains, that's when we noticed, even on our boat, the anchorage where we were anchored is just up front there. I always turn brown from all the runoff from land from big rainfall. And we've had some rainfall. That much I can tell you. And this, I think, was the main entrance down inside. Obviously been remodeled a couple of times, but this all looks original still. Oh yeah. Yeah, they've sealed the cavern off so you can't go into it, but this would have been very well reinforced tunnels to safeguard all the ammunitions. So that if somebody was dropping cannonballs on the top of it from outside, it couldn't penetrate in here and ignite all of their ammunition. A whole lot of little caverns and everything all the way through. No, all sealed up though. Everything's sealed up. Yeah, it's been a long time, a lot of years since all of this was in play. But it's amazing it's still in as good a shape as it is. They've done quite a job in preserving most of it. But obviously, yeah, to let people go wandering around down in there now would be a bit dangerous, because you can tell this whole roof here is sagging as well. Or maybe it's designed as a drain. That's a central drain right there, possibly. and this one might be air vent. But either way, I'm sure it's old enough. It's not safe to go down and start roaming around. Watch your feet, might be slippery. It's called old school meets new school. A lot of the locals here still use dugout canoes with paddles, but yeah, a lot of the fishing guys now are into skiffs with outboards. Big change over the years. Yeah, just in behind the big fort, you can see that's the church there. And that's where the Christo Negro is, the Black Christ. And a lot of history there, of course, as well. That's a whole other story. Or is it hand carved? No, that's still carved. Yeah, that's heavy duty. A lot of work going to one of those. And a lot of weight.
Yeah, this is the gift of the man when...
Vulture, he's watching us. He's going, I know you're going to die at some point. Hopefully, not today. Another neat thing is a lot of these roads are still all the original cobblestone from many, many years ago. Here's one of the storm drains.
This is the original bridge.
The water just comes running straight down through.
The original bridge.
And right on out to the ocean. Great big storm drain. So I wonder how many of you have ever heard the legend of the Christo Negro, or Black Christ. This is another piece of history right here in Portobello with its roots embedded deep in the 17th century. Christo Negro was a wooden statue originally carved in Spain that was sent on a ship from Colombia to be displayed in the New World. The legend has it the ship from Colombia got detained in Portobello due to a storm. This happened repeatedly. Every time they tried to leave the dock, a storm would move in and the ship was stuck. The crew, being very superstitious, believed the problem was the Christo Negro, and they took the statue and dumped it in the ocean. The next day the weather cleared and the ship sailed off. A fisherman found the statue and brought it to shore, where it was originally put on display in a small church. After Iglesia de San Felipe was built, the statue was installed here, where it has remained ever since. Christo Negro has developed such a huge religious following that every year there is a pilgrimage from all parts of Panama, some walking over 60 miles, but all walking the last mile on their hands and knees, seeking blessings at the shrine. Love the buses. Don't like the smoke, but the buses are very cool here. And our little shopping store that we go to whenever we need supplies.
We sent it to rain.
And as you can see, compared to 500 years ago, it's a pretty sleepy little town. I imagine most of the time, even 500 years ago, was probably pretty sleepy also, except when those cannons start to fire.
What Francesco told last time, then the number of the people that live in Portobello is the same than some century ago.
Yet the number of people living here has not increased.
No.
It's a very small town. But amazingly enough, it's only been the last, I think Francesco told us it was 50, maybe 60 years ago that they actually put the road in that connects Portobello to the civilization in the other areas of Panama.
Yeah, before only by sea you can arrive here.
Before that it was only accessible by sea, so only boats could get here. It was just sitting here in the middle of the jungle, so there was absolutely no way to get here. But yeah, the government of Panama has spent a lot of money putting in these roads to connect all these little communities now to the main culture, civilizations.
Yeah, now con the Potrolino and Panama Marina, they are very famous marine in Panama, and the Atlantic coast,
Yep.
Caribbean coast.
Even up to Turtle Key Marina, although that road's not so good yet. So
yeah, it's not finished.
it's connected, but it's there. But yeah, definitely a few changes around here in the last 500 or 600 years, that's for sure. But amazing to see this little town still thriving. Everybody's still just going about their day, doing their own thing.
Yeah, I think so. It's little, but I have all the service. I have a little hospital or medical center up to the hill, the pharmacy, then you find everything. I have some restaurant, pizzeria, a very nice and good bakery. Yes.
Even for being in the middle of the jungle, you can get anything done here, pretty much.
And 2 big supermarkets and a big hardware store. You can find almost everything.
Yeah, and then of course, if you need something more, then you get on the road and go down to, well, Sabanitas or Colón, one of the two. And here's one of the big buses that connects the whole area now too. That's one of the more modern ones you see that goes all the way to Panama City. So yeah, if you're looking to go on a long excursion, you know, all the way across to the other side of Panama or anything, that's the kind of buses you take there. But for all the local stuff, you see the little ones that are like retired school buses, painted all bright colors and happy, and loud music playing, and big old stainless chrome tailpipes out the back. It's hilarious.
Very traffic road is.
Yeah, it's a little bit busy right now. It's been pretty slow up until this minute.
What time is it? Almost 4, 5?
Oh, judging by the sun, I'd say it's about 5 o'clock. It's almost time to go. The sun is going down. That's our clue. That's the veggie truck. He just likes to be heard. We hear him from the boat every day he goes by. You hear the dogs start howling at him as soon as he goes by too. They don't really like the noise.
Yeah.
He gets people's attention. And he sells lots of fresh veggies and fruits. He's got good inventory, that's for sure. Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow, look at these buildings. All painted again. Yes. back where we started from. I think it's time to go home for dinner. Just imagine what it must have been like to live here 300-400 years ago with all these cannons in your backyard, knowing that they're here not for if somebody comes for you, but when they come for you. That must have been a difficult thing to live with every day, just knowing that at some point they were gonna start to fire, and at the other end of them, somebody's firing back. And as if that wasn't unnerving enough, you've got a big flock of vultures that still live here, just as a constant reminder that, hey, yeah, we know somebody's gonna die.